Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers, there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. Just a reminder, when I say those things like, make sure you're a subscriber, like the video, things like that, that stuff helps me out immensely. It is super free and easy to you, and it's a big help to me. So if you're not subscribed, please consider. If you don't normally like the videos, every once in a while, if you gave it a like, that'd be awesome. Another thing, actually, because helping me out without actually costing you any money or really having to do anything, I think is pretty easy, pretty fair trade here. One of the best ways is if you're ever shopping on eBay or Amazon, and I'm not saying for stuff in my store, just if you're going to go to those platforms, if you click one of the links in the description and it directs you to eBay or directs you to Amazon, I get a small percentage of that, and that actually pays way better than YouTube. So something to consider. I had somebody last year, I haven't figured out who it is, I don't know if I ever will. They clicked on one of my links and then bought a ton, like thousands of dollars worth of silver. That was pretty awesome. I don't expect that to happen, but if you ever feel like helping me out, that's a great way to do it. Only have 6 orders going out today, and one thing to talk about that really makes me angry. First thing, A2A is a genuine Sennheiser headphones. It is these ones here. I just listed these last week. These came in a Mikhail mystery box, so these cost me less than $1. I put the whole store on 10% off, and those sold for $31.49 free shipping. Next thing going out, it's in the hats. Quaker State. It's, I think it's vintage. It's got a very vintage look to it, and also very easy to find because it is this lime green one, snapback, Quaker State Racing with the braided rope right there. Very clean. This is definitely unused, unworn. For that, surprisingly cheap. $9.97 free shipping. I waffled around for a while, trying to figure out a cheap way to ship hats, and I could do it. I just made like a little, with a piece of cardboard, I could box the bill and then polybag it. But I decided, for the amount of money that's saving me each time and the amount of time it's taking, I just stopped doing it, and I use eBay's, what are these, 8x6x4 boxes, and I'll just make a little less money on the hats, because hats, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's just so easy to list. If I do it like that, so easy to pack, and then I don't have to think about the hats as much. I don't know. I went back and forth on that a lot. I was hoping to just find those boxes just a bunch cheaper. I just buy them when my coupon comes up for eBay, which I normally would give you a warning. Sorry, today is the last day of March. If you didn't use your coupon, it is gone. It's gone. Doesn't come back. But to the people that did use it, or didn't use it, I guess, your new coupon, your new eBay store coupon comes out tomorrow. I always say use them right away. They don't got to worry about it. Next up, B3G is a McDonald's Disney B3G. I think it's from Hercules. It is this guy right here. Hermes, I think, right? Let me double check. Yes, Hermes from Hercules, 1997 McDonald's figure. And for that item, woo, $6 free shipping. It was definitely free. I'll still make a couple bucks on that. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, but it was probably listed $9.99 free shipping, and I was just ready for it to go, or I was feeling friendly. I have no idea. Actually, I do know what it was. It was that I had 3 sales and I wanted more. B3C is a Fisher-Price Little People. B3C. This one right here, which is, I think, Ariel. That's what that looks like. Is that what it says? Yeah, Ariel, the Little Mermaid. These little tykes, Little People, Fisher-Price figures, they actually, some of them have a really good value. That one right there, I countered an offer, $8.99 free shipping. So this was probably free, and I'll make, I mean, almost $4 on that? That's insane. Because people would look at it and be like, $8.99 free shipping, why would you sell something so cheap? $4 for this. Profits. Next thing going out, it's a Talina's wig, C3A33. C3 Well, this basket's almost empty. 33. All right, that one right there. It's a size 11, a light blonde. Oh, it's got a style code, a W143. It must be a different brand that uses names as the wigs. And then actually the last thing going out is a TCG player order right here. It's this cute Clefable from Jungle Era. This I got, I don't know, not a lot of money. Of course, it's a single card that I put in an envelope. I think after fees and all that kind of stuff, it's like $1.50. It's not great, but it's going as good as I expected. I don't want to say better, because it's not. It's going as good as I expected, and it's a project, like I said, that's done. Actually, reminds me of a story. I have been targeting, because I mentioned before what happened with the Pokemon cards, like all of these ones, the new and packaged stuff, all this over here, and over here, and over there, and everywhere. During the boom, you could buy, like this one. I could go to Walmart, buy it off the shelf, and sell it for twice the money immediately. It was crazy. I didn't do that, except for with one of these ones up there, the Champions Paths. I bought it for $45, something like that. Flipped it for $100 that day, but I bought 3 of them. I think I sold 2 and kept 2, I think. But this one, right now, that's $135, but at one point it got up to $160. The best investment, I invest in stocks, crypto, collectibles, all kinds of stuff. Best investment I've made over the last 3 years is Pokemon cards. But the problem, to circle back to what I was actually talking about, is I was scattershotting. I was just buying anything and everything with no actual knowledge or research behind it, which when there's a boom like that, you can do that. You just buy out everything in the store, flip it. That's rare. That's not going to happen. So with the cards, the single cards, I've tried to focus, narrow my focus on exactly what I'm trying to target, like down to like 1 or 2 cards, specific ones, know them in and out, how much they're worth, how much I can get for it, what's the base I can pay for it, all that kind of stuff. So there's one specific that, I don't know, I just like it. So maybe, and I saw that it's had an upward trajectory for its existence. It's from 2011. It has never had a dip. It just keeps going up. And the amount of them available to buy, if I really wanted to, I don't know, few $100, I could probably buy out every one that's available on every platform right now. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but I saw 2 of them for sale in the same store. So I was going to be like, oh, I'll buy both, try to wheel and deal, because you package them together, all that kind of stuff. Can you give me a better deal if I buy both of them and maybe some other cards? And it looked weird. And then I looked closer, and like I said, it's a card from 2011. And it said where it's supposed to, 2011. And then on the bottom of the card, it said all the other stuff that's on a brand new Pokemon card. Blah, 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 blah. Wizard of the Coast or Game Freak or whoever is printing them at the moment. It's not Wizard of the Coast. It hasn't been Wizard of the Coast for a long time. 2022. I was like, okay, this is a fake. So I probably did this in the wrong order. I didn't message, but I reported to eBay first. I should have messaged the seller first. That would have just been, I don't know, courtesy. Because maybe they're not a scammer. Maybe they don't know. So I said, hey, just so you know, your card's fake. It's 100% fake. And they came back. I don't think they were being rude, but they're like, are you asking a question? I'm not really sure. And I said, and I went through all the details. This is why it's fake. None of this stuff makes sense. There's no way this is a real card. And they said, I'm going to message the person I got them from. And then they sent me a picture of the card ripped in half saying, thank you. I took down the listings. Like, I don't want somebody to get scammed. Is that actually what happened? I give it a 50-50. That's how jaded I am at this point with humans. I give it a 50-50 chance that they either felt bad, saw that there was an error, corrected it, or they were trying to put into the messages enough stuff so that eBay would see that they were doing the right thing. I give that a 50-50 because I've lost my faith in humanity. That's basically it. And that brings me to what I actually want to talk about today. I said the other day that when wrapping cords and stuff, buy cheap black twist ties for your cords. It's It's so easy and simple and cheap and makes it look so much better. I was buying cords for testing, so I don't care. I just want them to get here. I want the cheapest one possible. I want to plug it into the thing. The thing works. I rewrap it and make it look nice and sell it with the thing. I just want the cheapest one possible. But I also, I don't know, expect some type of business responsibility. I don't know. Maybe I expected too much. So this is one I ordered, and it seems okay because this was like the picture. Like this was the picture on their eBay store, like this far away. But when I get it, there is corrosion or gum. I think it might be also gum and corrosion. And then there's hair stuck in it. And then there's dirt all along it. It's like sand. So, I don't know, it got wet at one point. You get down here, it's completely frayed and broken. And, you know, this is unusable. Like, this looks like it was out in the rain, found in a driveway. You see, again, there's mud, dirt, this right here, you know, dirt, mud, rust, whatever this is. You couldn't wipe this thing off? And then it continues, you know, corrosion on the plug. See the green, the corrosion. Like, this is completely unusable, but it's just dirty. Like, there's just mud. Look at this over here. Dirt and mud and grime and nastiness. And what a joke. I looked. They have 2,500 feedback on eBay. This is not their first rodeo. They had like 1,100 items in their store. What is wrong with this person? Just a nightmare of a seller. That's getting returned. Bonus, though, they sent it in a 50-cent box. I'm keeping this. I'll send it back in a poly bag. What a joke. I couldn't believe it. And then, let's see this one. I don't want to show off all their information, but, you know, they sent it in a nice box, but it was also just, like, thrown in a grocery bag. I don't know. I don't understand people, but I'll pop this one open. This was also very cheap. Cheapest one I could get. Let's see how they did. We'll do a little buyer review type of thing. All right, it was very, very taped, so let's see if I can even open it. I think I did all right. Wow. Now this is next level, okay? They got it in a super nice box. Again, rubber banded, not the way to go. Don't do that. Do not use rubber bands. Pay for cheap twist ties. At the very least, get black rubber bands. Do not wrap cords like this super tight. Do not do it. It's bad for the cord. It breaks down the cord. But they got these, I know a lot of sellers use these. They're poly bags, but they're meant for clothing or whatever. And then they have the do not put your head in here because you'll choke to death. This is like a resealable one. I should look into getting some of these. That's nice. I like that. But, you know, it's not out of control. I'm okay with this. I'm not upset with this because it was the cheapest one. I think I even sent him a best offer. You know, not what I would do. No rubber bands. Don't wrap it so tight. It's really bad for them. And this wasn't cheap. This is like a $20 cord. But this, get real. Like, what an animal. I mean, come on. Seriously, would any of you send something out like that? What are the chances this gets to a buyer and they don't return it? Like 25%? Zero? Is there any chance anyone's getting this and going, well, okay, I guess I'll spend an hour cleaning this thing and hope I don't get electrocuted? Hope it wasn't in a bucket full of water? I don't get it. I really don't. I mentioned this a few times that during lockdowns, during all that, which I think I got shadow banned because I talked about I got sick with the old C word, and YouTube picks that up, and then, you know, because I was quite a few people saying, hey, I haven't seen your videos. I don't know why they're not coming up, blah, blah, blah. I think that's what happened. But there was a huge influx of people who don't do this for a living, didn't really care about doing it, don't care about the buyer-seller relationship, don't care about sustaining a store for decades, at least many, many years. They just don't care about any of that. They're just trying to make some extra money, make a quick buck, and if it all goes to crap, they don't care. You know, I think there was a lot of that. There was a huge influx of that, and I've been saying for a long time, I was kind of hoping when the economy turned and people had to go back to work and all this kind of stuff, that it would flush out a lot of those people. It didn't. I think it still will, but only because I think it's going to get a lot worse. You know, for the people that aren't really into it, if you're getting one sale a week and it just becomes a hassle, that's when you get out of it. But I think it's still going to happen. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get much worse before that happens. So, like, I'm wishing for one thing, but I also know, like, what it would take for that to happen. So I don't want that either, because that's miserable. Like there's I mean, for those of you who don't know, like, my hobby is macroeconomics, stocks. I look at charts and read numbers, and like that's what I do. It's not so much for fun. It's because I've been forced into a position where the only way I can make long-term growth that would change my life, change my children's life, generations, anything like that, I have to know these things. I have to be in these different markets. That's the reality of the economy. I know how to fix it. Just, it's not something people want. We would have to go into a Great Depression. That's it. I mean, they would have to spike interest rates, you know, 3/4 of a basis point, twice, crash the markets, go into a full-on Great Depression. That's a technical term at this point. I don't know if it was when the Great Depression happened, but now if something Great Depression happens again, that's what it's called. It goes recession, depression. But that's what it would take. That would be miserable. That would be so many people out of work. That would be, I mean, if anybody knows, you know, history, the Great Depression, people were jumping out of skyscrapers because they lost everything. It was not good. But that's one of those, you know, do you rip the Band-Aid and take the pain? Or do you kick the can down the road? I know this is all off subject, but these are the kind of things that rattle around my head all day, every day. And, you know, children are not good to talk to this about. Jen doesn't care one bit about this kind of stuff. So I have no one to talk to. So I talk to myself in my garage. Actually, I talk to you in my garage. Because the other option is kick the can down the road. And when this comes back around, because it will, comes back around to bite us later, it'll be much worse. That's how it happens. That's why, you know, there was the housing crash, .com bubble, all that kind of stuff. They inject some more money. Oh, ooh, we saved the economy. Our stocks are going up. And then the next one is worse every single time. And the next one could be the last one. I'm so off on topic right now. I don't know if any of you care about this stuff. You should, because your business is directly connected to the economy of the US, the economy of the world. Your business is 100% correlated between the two. So if you don't care about this stuff, you should. Try to be a little informed at least. Do not get that information from any basic news channel. Zero. Do not listen to Jim Cramer. Don't listen to any of them. I'll link a video at the end of a guy I watch for just like daily updates. They're like 10-minute videos once a day, but it's good. You could do that at the minimum. It'll keep you somewhat informed. But this kick the can down the road thing, what that is going to result in is, if that's what they do, the next time it comes around, which will be, it's cyclical, it'll be in 10 to 20 years. That's exactly how long it'll take. That's still a pretty wide range, but in 10 to 20 years from if they pivot, start cutting interest rates, inject more money into the system, anything like that, the next time in 10 to 20 years, let's call it 10 to 25, it'll be bad. It could be the worst one. It could be the last one that the US dollar gets. It could be over. There's countries bailing out of the US dollar right now. That's how bad it is. Like we most likely in my lifetime, the US dollar will not be the reserve currency of the world. That's terrifying. If it doesn't scare the crap out of you, it should. If it doesn't scare you, then you must have plans to move somewhere else, because that process is brutal. And I'm scared for my children, for my children's children. That's why I try to do all these things. I'm a little more risky than I should be with some of these investments I make, because I know if I don't do something, there's a 100% chance that there's going to be epic failure on the other end. If I do try something and it fails, you know, then I'm at least giving myself a shot. It's sad, but that is the state of things. I've just bummed myself out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm over here just bumming myself out. I gotta get stuff packed into the post office. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, Pete. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let go. I'm good at this.